Every company has a financial story, but who's actually telling it? Is it the person looking back at every single detail, or the person planning the chapters that haven't even been written yet? So today, let's get into the crucial difference between accounting and finance.
It's a classic question, right? People use these terms almost interchangeably. They both deal with money, sure, but they operate from completely different perspectives. One is all about looking at the past, and the other is about shaping the future. Let's really unpack what that means.
At their core, you can think of accounting and finance as two sides of the very same coin. They're deeply connected. They form this continuous loop of information, but, and this is the key, they look at the business from totally different angles. Okay, if you remember just one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. Think of it like you're driving a car. Accounting is all about looking in the rearview mirror. It gives you a perfect, crystal clear picture of the road you've already traveled. Finance, on the other hand, is looking through the windshield, using all that rear-view information to figure out where to go next. It really is all about past versus future. Let's break that down.
All right, first up, let's talk about the historian in our story. Accounting. Its whole job, its entire purpose, is to read and record the past.
Calling accounting the language of history is just perfect. That's exactly what it is. Its job is to create the super meticulous, super accurate record of everything that's already happened. Every single transaction, every dollar spent, every penny earned, it's all carefully documented. It's basically the official financial diary of the company. So how do they write this history? Well, it all comes down to precision. The goal is to make sure every report is a 100% true reflection of what actually happened. And to do that, accountants have to follow these really strict, standardized rules. Things like GAAP, which is basically a rule book everyone agrees to follow, so we're all speaking the same financial language. And this whole process gives us those foundational documents you've probably heard of, like the balance sheet and the income statement.
So at the end of the day, the goal for accounting is to produce that bulletproof, factual record of the company's financial history. It answers one very simple but very important question. What happened?
Okay, so that's our historian. Now let's meet the strategist. This is where finance comes into the picture, and its job is to design the future. So, if accounting is the language of history, then you can think of finance as the strategy of growth. See, it's not about recording the past anymore. It's about using all that incredible information to make smart decisions for the future. It's predictive, it's strategic, and it is all about looking forward.
The work here is all about strategy. Finance professionals are constantly asking those big what-if questions, like, how can we make this company more valuable? Should we spend $1 billion to build a new factory, or should we buy our competitor? What are the biggest risks we need to worry about? This is the world of investment, risk, and trying to predict what's coming next. And the goal here? Well, it's completely different from accounting. Finance takes that perfect, factual record that accounting created and uses it like a map. It's all about charting a course for the future and deciding where the company should steer its ship next. So we have one function looking back and one looking forward. But here's the thing, neither one can operate in a vacuum. They're not separate teams, they're partners. And this is where we see their essential partnership in action. This infinity loop is the perfect way to picture their relationship. That historical data that accounting so carefully prepares, that becomes the fuel for finance's strategic engine. Think about it. Without accurate books from the accountants, any financial strategy is really just a wild guess, a shot in the dark.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. Accounting focuses on the accurate recording of past financial history, while finance utilizes that data to strategize, forecast, and drive future growth. It's a perfect summary of their distinct but totally dependent roles.
Now, this difference in purpose naturally leads to a difference in skills and mindset. Accounting demands an almost obsessive attention to detail. It's all about compliance and getting the facts right. Finance, though, that requires more analytical and strategic thinking. It's about spotting opportunities and managing risk. So you could say accounting provides the raw data, the facts, while finance interprets that data to make the big calls on where to invest the company's money.
So if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this. Accounting creates the solid, factual foundation. Finance then builds the company's entire future strategy on top of that very foundation. You simply cannot have a strong future without an accurate past. Which brings us to a final thought. Every company has a financial story. So the question is, who's telling it? Is it the historian, carefully recording every chapter as it happens? Or is it the strategist